Hi, everybody. How are you? This is your goddess, Chandalin, coming to you with the little information that I've been picking up on. Myself being an O negative being, I just found that out. During my spiritual journey, I've also learned that descendants of um, African, Indian, which is the aboriginals to the land, as well as a full-blooded Irish grandmother. So, yes, I have this reptilian bloodline that's going on, and I'm encountering quite a bit lately. Ups and downs, the empathic and the narcissistic relationship. It's a lot. We're going through that full moon, the eclipse today. Today is July the 20th. No, July 16th. Lord, help me. Yes, today is July 16th. Some of my favorite and funnest moments as I've been going through this awakening has been, I must say, finding out about the moon cycles and how it relates to women and our menstrual cycles, and how we can actually track out our months by keeping track of our menstrual cycles. Also learning that the Indians, the Aboriginal people, usually, well, they used to separate their women's and like these red tents or moon tents, something like that. I can't think of the proper name for the moon tents, but they was tents where women will all collect together on their cycles, and they will have some profound mystical moments together collectively, and they'll be there and allowed to heal as a woman should. Think about it. Come on. This is the time where our bodies are pulling everything from the mud, recycling it, and cleansing our bodies out, as well as bringing in new information from our ancestors and the Most High. Most of you call him God. I love to call him God as well. But it's really, I've learned that God is an energy. It's everything around us. It's everything that we can imagine as well as those we can't, like tables and chairs. You wouldn't believe the energy that just a chair have. Just about the same as our human bodies. So, humanly, we are such beautiful and spectacular beings. The things that we go through, the things that we've been through, the things that has been hidden from us been most amazing to me. And now we're going through the Donald Trump era, and oh wow, this man is a total asshole. I haven't seen this before in my life. I've been here since 1972. It's now going on 2020. Come on, you do the math. The things I'm seeing in the governments and politics now, even in the streets, I've never experienced anything like this. I used to have dreams that I would be walking to school, and there was this big lot that I had to walk across to get to school, you know. And for some reason, I would always have these dreams as a little girl that I'll be walking across that lot, and there would be airplanes, military planes coming in and dropping bombs everywhere. And everybody was just at a frantic running and hiding and behind cars and ducking, and it was a mess. And I had to actually make myself aware that those type of things didn't happen in the United States, and only across seas, or in other countries. But now, seeing that this is happening here, I'm starting to believe that was a premonition way back then. Some of the other things I've noticed about myself before waking up at this moment was that as a little girl, I used to have dreams that I would take it now that she was an ancestor, but she used to show up in my hallway door, the doorway of the bedroom. And she would have on this beautiful, the most beautiful glittery gown, dress, that you've ever seen. And she just had such a glow. She looked just like my mother. But by me knowing that my mother was just in there in the bed, and then when she went away, I also checked as well. But that was something that I just kind of blew off as I grew up until I was in high school walking down the street, and I started noticing that cars would go past and I would know exactly what color the next car would be. So I would test myself walking down the street, just testing to see what would happen. Sure as shit stink. I knew what was going on and before what happened, but I guess by me not having my grandmother anymore, she passed away as I had to be no more than 5, 6 years old. And that's my big mom, the one that I recently found out I know is one of the Gullah Geechee people that was brung over from Africa on boats and docked there in, I believe, North Carolina. And my last name, her last name, which was my maiden name, is Buford. So, you have that Beaufort, North Carolina, correct? So, to do my ancestry trace back, I know that that's where I should start. I just have a feeling in my heart and in my soul. Well, also, um, just living with her for a while before she passed away as I was a young girl, I noticed a lot of things like her telling me, I would get in trouble if she combed my hair and I took the hair out and threw it on the ground or in the garbage. She didn't like that. It was always had to be burnt. So now looking back at my grandmother and remembering her being in the kitchen a lot and in the garden a lot, I believe she was a witch. And I'm believing that that's what's coming out now in me. A lot of that type of information is being downloaded. Herbalist, remedies, healing effects. I'm getting a lot of that. Lately, I've been not working. I've turned to this spirit of not wanting to work for the white man, for not the white man so much, but corporation, which translating to the white man. At this time, I'm trying to find my niche. That's been the hardest part of this whole thing for me, is wanting to do something and not knowing if it's time, or if it is time, what the hell is it? I have so many ideas going through my head till it's just unbelievable. And for some reason, not one sticks too much, not too long. It comes and it goes. So this is an informational video for anybody out there that might be newly coming into this spiritual awakening. I know how scary it could be. I've also said in previous videos that I've seen black spirits come through my front door, and then afterwards, after scaring the hell out of me, I've actually heard a voice say that they would never do that again, that it was my ancestors and they just wanted to sit and talk. But by them knowing that they scared me that way, they wouldn't come that way again. And that's one thing that I have noticed about our ancestors and what's been going on is that these beings, I'm learning this most likely from planet Nibiru. The Anunnaki beings is our ancestors that was here long before we was, thought of. They created us supposedly to gather gold from the earth when their own beings was just not having it. So they created us to slave for them. which is not such a good idea, but we're here. This is now. We're not in the past, and we can't leave for the future. So let's do the best of what we have for right now. Right now. Love you, spirit gods and goddesses. I love you all. I appreciate you all. As a collective, let's rise to the top. Vibrate high, baby. No narcissists can stand in our way. And I'm going to try that word one more time. No narcissist can stand in our way. We are empathic beings. We are loving beings. We give from the heart and from the soul because that's who we are. Love you, babies. Bye-bye.